manufacturer's protocol dictates I cannot be captured.
Previously on The Mandalorian, which in this instance means reminding us of something that happened over 3 years ago. When you refer to something this old, it really just acts as a spoiler for what we're about to watch in this episode. Also making me relive the brutal death of Taika Waititi droid.
How can I atone?
According to Creed, one may only be redeemed in the living waters.
Oh, and by previously on The Mandalorian, I meant previously on The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Yep, they buried the setup for Season 3 of Mando in Episode 5 of Season 1 of Boba Fett. Dick move, Disney. But fear not, viewer, the TVSins recap service is at your disposal. Here's what you missed. Boba Fett in a bacta tank. Boba Fett whittling with Tusken Raiders. Boba Fett in a bacta tank again. Mando is exiled for not wearing his helmet, but is told how to redeem himself. Boba Fett is the king of Tatooine. You're welcome. Thinking that replacing Ludwig Göransson's epic opening theme with audio from the episode will make me more likely to hang around for the Star Wars helmet orgy. Also, do not Google Star Wars helmet orgy. Or if you do, tell them TVSins sent you. They'll know why, and you'll get a discount. Flaming, hammering, soldering, excitement? Maybe this is the adult who has to pay the bills in me talking, but this forge seems wildly inefficient. I'm not sure what kind of fuel you're burning to get these 12 pillars of blue flame, but if you're only using half of them, why not turn the others off? And damn it, shut the door. We're not heating the whole neighborhood. You thought it, we all thought it, which means the show probably knew exactly what it was doing by making this kid look like a young Din Djarin. Apparently Mando turning up to save the day can't be cool unless we don't see it coming.
I swear on my name and the names of the ancestors.
Brainwashing children. The decent thing would be to wait until he's an adult and can at least decide for himself that he wants to join your prohibitively controlling religion. I mean cult. Or creed. No, I really meant religion. Also, does he get another helmet after his next growth spurt? Because at this age, this one will last him maybe 2, possibly 3 days. Besides, part of the creed should be having to suffer through wearing hand-me-downs that are 5 sizes too big to jetpack practice. Now that's character building.
From this moment on, I shall never remove my helmet.
Never? We've seen Mando take his helmet off in private to eat food and stuff, so what gives? Unless Din has inspired an offshoot of the creed which is even more restrictive. More Mandalorians? Holy sh! How quickly does this water go from barely knee-high to able to accommodate a giant f***ing sea beast? And why didn't the armorer close off the beach weeks ago when Sheriff Brody warned her? Also, why are we holding a religious ceremony at a body of water where ocean crocodiles randomly attack? Were there no other ponds or swimming pools available? Imagine being a small army of Mandalorians and making this much of a meal out of taking down a sea beastie. They have f***ing jetpacks and medium-range weapons, so why are they ever getting close enough to get swatted and or eaten? I mean, these assholes appear to have entered the water during the battle. Mandalorians, the lasers and bombs seem to be ineffective, so our next strategy is to rodeo this bad boy with our grappling hooks. Sir, that doesn't make any sense and sounds extremely dangerous. I said rodeo time, people! Yeehaw! Okay, now the armorer is suddenly a dumbass too? I know she smoked some stormtroopers with her hammer and tongs back in Season 1 and it was totally badass. But when this creature has shown you that bombs, flamethrowers, and lasers are ineffective, in what world is your next thought? Stop. Hammer time. If there's one thing 2 seasons and an episode and a half from another show has taught us, it's that Mando kicks all of the ass and Grogu is adorable. I really didn't need you to sacrifice the first 7 minutes of your premiere and the reputation of Mandalore to reaffirm that.
If I visit the planet and I can bring you proof that I have bathed in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore.
How's he going to do that exactly? Take a living waters bathing selfie? I'm sure it's possible, but I'd also insist on seeing that in private for like 3 to 5 minutes for Sins research. Yeah, Sins research.
Then by creed, the decree of exile will be lifted and I would be redeemed.
Which is information you already know, so why are you here? This entire conversation is almost copy and paste what we saw during the Book of Boba Fett, thereby angering the fans who do consume every second of content by repeating shit they've already heard. My goodness, have we finally found a way to piss off every Star Wars fan all at once? I know I'm supposed to be impressed with this callback to the finale of Rebels, but honestly, I'm just annoyed I had to sit through 75 episodes of Rebels to get this reference. But also, damn it, this show is so f***ing gorgeous. And Grogu is so damn cute and I love the space whales and it's too much. My eyes.
Welcome to Nevarro, independent trade anchor and outer rim hyperlink port.
Border agent's position.
Please state the purpose of your visit?
Here to meet an old friend.
If you accept a reason that vague, why even ask the question? This is literally the #1 response in the big book of what to say if you're here to do something shady. Especially weird considering he's here completely legitimately. Nice to see the Slicotron droid make a return, but I don't really understand its benefit in this street market. Don't these kinds of markets have the produce ready to go? And even if you are chopping things up to order, it's hardly busy. Does he really need a droid to do it? I think you've passed peak droid when this is what you have them doing.
Marvel at the black lava canyons or soak in the geothermal springs.
And this protocol droid is a walking advertisement? Look, I know a free market will do whatever it's going to do, but any walking box with a speaker could do this. Why use discount C-3PO?
The Belters are mining the asteroid fields at the edge of the system.
Belters, you say? Mining, you say? Well, that sure feels like an expansive storytelling possibilities you could rip off. I mean, be inspired by.
You and the little one? You can settle down, you can hang up your blaster.
Except you're about to ask him to be your town sheriff, so which one is it? Unless you expect him to do so blasterless and from a farm in what feels like Ohio. Grogu spinning himself in the chair is the most adorable abuse of the Force that I've ever seen. But it's still an abuse. Go on, tell me I'm a troll. Let the hate flow through you.
But you're still running around here with the same little critter.
Mando just told you his name was Grogu, so stop treating him like a pointy-eared gerbil. Remember when Grogu used Force healing to stop you from being poisoned in the season 1 finale? Exactly, so f*** you, Grief. Yeah, I said Grief. Not nice, is it?
I completed my quest. He returned to me.
Oh, you actually wanted to see that crucial bit of development? Well, you guessed it. That was in the almighty Book of Boba Fett too. I'm going to look into how blackmailing laws work in a galaxy far, far away because I think we may have a class action suit here. Having an entire bowl of just the orange ones. It doesn't matter what sweet treat we're talking about. No one likes the orange ones.
Yes, High Magistrate, apologies.
Your timing couldn't be any worse.
Really? You're basically catching up with a friend and this is the worst timing? Does Karga never drop a poodoo while on duty?
It's just that there's someone here to see you.
It can wait.
But it's pirates!
A group of pirates is threatening a school and C-3PO interrupts them as if Karga's mom is bringing him his lunch instead of, oh, I don't know, saying something like, there are pirates trying to get into the school.
Stand aside, droid. Don't you know who we are?
My first guess was that you're a de-aged pre-tentacle version of Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. I had my money on the X-Men being introduced before anything else, but I guess this was just as likely.
I forgot, it was your cut of my boss's treasure that built this salute.
Okay, but that's still his cut. Your boss doesn't have anything to do with it once it becomes Karga's. That would be like the UK telling the US, oh, that's right. It was your cut of the colonies that built this country. Wait, now I'm confused about how the War of 1812 plays into my poor example that I clearly didn't think all the way out. I can always just send England again.
Nevarro will become the first truly independent trade anchor in this entire sector.
A free trade system wanting to remain independent instead of allowing itself to be ruled by a government from Coruscant, you say. I feel like I watched 133 episodes from a series about this very conflict. What was it called? Bone stores, zone horns, cone tours. I'm sure it'll come back to me soon.
I need him back.
We were lucky to recover any of his parts after he self-destructed.
Right? I mean, let's replay that explosion. And we're expected to believe that anything was left intact, let alone his entire torso, head, and a whole arm? Why was the entire explosion channeled to his legs? Also, the whole point of that explosion is...
Manufacturer's protocol dictates I cannot be captured.
And this looks pretty f***ing captured to me. Also, it is deceptively dark that the people of Nevarro chose to make the hero's memorial out of his salvaged corpse instead of, you know, investing in an actual statue.
My asset to be terminated.
Fortunately, the helpful lights on IG-11's head give Mando just enough warning to get Grogu out of a potentially deadly situation that he shouldn't have been in to begin with. In the pilot episode, it took one shot to drop IG-11. Here, Mando hits him like 5 or 6 times with that same blaster, and he just keeps coming. Did the Season 3 writers not watch Season 1?
Now that's using your head.
Pedro Pascal's audition tape to play the next James Bond somehow makes it into the episode. Challenge you to give me a better reason for this weirdly out-of-character one-liner.
I think he defaulted to his old programming.
You think?
Karga would be the magistrate at TVSins.
High Magistrate?
Sorry, High Magistrate at TVSins. Eesh.
They'll have IG back to his old self in no time.
IG goes from definitely only useful as a paperweight to definitely going to be able to help you on a dangerous mission to Mandalore so quickly that I have to wonder why we even bothered to blow him up in the first place.
The book.
I don't understand. Do you speak Huttese?
He said it's broken, Mando. It's better English than I give at the Dunkin' Donuts counter first thing in the morning, and they still managed to get my order right. Do these helmets need ear holes?
What if I find you the part?
Okay, now, then no problem. We take.
You guys, that's very different from
Mando, he said he can't fix it.
I can't fix it is not I can fix it if you get me the part. Galaxy far, far away, and yet mechanics are still gonna mechanic.
Bad baby.
Damn it, Favreau. One sin off, but that's the last time this episode, probably.
And this
Is conveniently tied directly into the plot so that it could perfectly demonstrate exactly what it does, exactly when I needed it to.
Avast, Mandalorian.
I was going to send the Avast thing, but then I realized we've had an entire episode about pirates without a single cameo from Hondo Anaka. And I can't help but feel like if you're going to bring back Cad Bane, you got to bring in Hondo, or else this venture is no longer profitable.
Think Ferric.
His proximity alarm detected 3 ships trying to ambush them in an asteroid field, but it didn't alert them about this giant-ass mothership until they'd already seen it with their own eyes? Really is tied into the plot, isn't it? The internet, or at least the noisy part of it, seems to have a problem with the aesthetic of Gorian Shard here. Personally, I've always loved Fraggle Rock and would prefer this to CGI any day. Yes, internet, this sin is for you being too picky. Chill out.
Wave that thing around, and they'll do whatever you say.
The patriarchy. Also, so he should lead just because he won the Darksaber in a duel? Seems like dumb politics to me. Almost as bad as relying on strange women lying in ponds distributing swords as a system of government.
Go home.
Did we really bring back Bo-Katan just to mope around in a castle and be mad at Mando? Because if so, I'd have rather had another few minutes of Grogu spinning himself in that chair.
They're beneath the Civic Center in the city of Sundari.
The Civic Center? Mandalore had civic centers? Are you sure the mine is there and not under the fire station, police department, or DMV? Also, you couldn't have gotten this information from the armorer? At some point, you have to do the actual mission, Mando, not just mop up side quests from your favorite NPCs.
I'm not dead.
Yeah, he says he's not dead.
Yes, he is. I'm not.
All I asked for was a frickin' rotating chair. I need an old priest and a young priest.
If Master Obi-Wan caught me doing this, he'd be very grumpy.
This is a school.
I call that bold talk for a one-eyed fat man.
Fill your hand, you son of a bitch!
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of 3.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
He said they don't make them anymore. They're very hard to find.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.